All right, thank you all for coming and welcome to the Rotary Club of Pearl River's 35th presentation of scholarship awards. That number's a little misleading because the Rotary Club of Pearl River has been giving scholarships for well more than 35 years, probably closer to 50 years. But the Scholarship Foundation, which allows us to give the amount of money we do give, was started 35 years ago. So that's the reason for that number. And because of the forethought of many of our former members, members who have gone on, and some who are still actually with us, we were able to start this Rotary Scholarship Foundation and continue it today, where we give arguably one of the largest amounts of scholarships that any organization our size does. In recent years, it's been $70,000 to 20 different students at $3,500 each. So that's a number we're really proud of and proud to continue that today. So as we will continue with the program, we'll ask you to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll have Pat Watson join us at the podium to do the pledge. Thank you.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing, everybody. Thank you, Pat. That was perfect. I'd like to introduce Dorothy Filoramo with today's invocation.
Almighty God, we bow our heads and we call upon you and ask for your blessings as we honor these young scholars this evening. They have demonstrated their ability to acquire knowledge and engaged in concern and care for their community. May you continue to bless and guide them as they further their education and pursue their dreams. May they grow in wisdom to choose rightful paths to follow in their future endeavors, mindful always of the impact on their communities. May you bless their families for their love, encouragement, and support. May you bless the donors whose generosity enabled funds for these scholarships. And please be ever thankful and thoughtful for the members of the Rotary Club of Pearl River for their commitment to offer scholarships for these students, who, with their gifts, are the promise for the future of our society in a just and peaceful world. Amen.
Thank you, Dorothy. Please be seated. At this time, we'd like to call up the current president of the Pearl River Rotary Club, Mr. Rob Magrino.
Thank you. No applause is necessary. Thank you. That's a tough act to follow, Dorothy. Thank you, that was lovely. First, I'd like to welcome everyone to, as Joe said, the Rotary Club of Pearl River's 35th annual presentation of scholarship awards. Special welcome, of course, to our award recipients, to all of the donors who were able to make it tonight, and we'll hear more from them later. Special welcome to our guests and hosts, our superintendent, Marco Pocantesta, and principal, Robert Zegarelli. Rotary is an international organization with thousands of clubs worldwide, and Pearl River is one of those clubs. And the Pearl River Club is made up of people who live and work in Pearl River and who want to serve the community. And, in addition to our weekly lunch meetings at Equiterra on Middletown Road, we're involved in many activities that help support the community. Examples are some you may know of, our Share Christmas and the Holidays toy drive around the holidays, where we have Santa and Mrs. Claus drive around town, and we end up at Braunsdorf Park, and the kids come out and can meet Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and we also collect toys for those in need. We have our annual fishing contest. There's another example. That's at Veterans Park in the fall usually. Again, where kids can come out and win prizes, and it's a chance for the community to get together and have fun. My own son, Michael, was not a person who did much fishing, but now he, as a result of participating in the fishing contest, he's out there all the time. So some other examples, as I mentioned, we're local, but we're also international. Our club participated recently in a clean water project in El Salvador, and that was, many of you know, the scholarship recipients will know Ryan O'Gorman and Dorothy Filaramo, who just gave our invocation. They went there several times and they coordinated this clean water project to provide a well for a village in El Salvador to provide clean drinking water. So those are just some of the examples of the things that the club does. In addition, many members of our club volunteer for Meals on Wheels and other volunteer organizations. So tonight, as Joe mentioned, in the past, recently he mentioned a number of scholarships we gave out. Recently, the club board voted to increase that amount. And this year, we're going to give out a total of $80,000 worth of scholarships to 20 people. So, and thank you for that. And that's really not on us or the folks here necessarily tonight, but the folks who started this scholarship foundation 35 years ago and have continued it on through. And I'd like to specifically thank Ryan O'Gorman, who's chair of the Scholarship Awards Committee, and all the committee members for their work in reviewing the applications and selecting the recipients. It's not an easy task, but they do it, and I do appreciate, on behalf of the club, all that they do. I'd also like to thank Frank Neeson, who's the president of the Rotary Scholarship Foundation, which manages the funds, and all of those committee members as well, who make it possible for us to have increased the awards this year. Finally, I'd just like to offer my congratulations to all the scholarship recipients and their families. You should be proud of your accomplishments, and we hope that the scholarships you receive tonight will inspire you to continue with your good works and encourage you to give back to the community now and throughout your lives, as is the mission of the Rotary Club of Pearl River. So thank you and welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate those words. And I'll just do the math for you. That's now $4,000 for each student. Yeah. Come on. So I promise you this is just one more speaker before we start giving away that money. And as Rob had mentioned, we'd like to bring up Frank Neeson, who is the president of the Rotary Club of Pearl River Scholarship Foundation, to say a few words about how this got to be the amount of money and the history behind the foundation. Frank?
Thank you, Joe, and it's a pleasure to be here. This is actually my favorite day of the year. The officers would probably tell you that, no, the installation dinner is the favorite day of the year, but it's not. This is what we do here is the most significant thing for the community that our Pearl River Rotary Club does. And some of you may have heard this before. I know there are some repeat scholarship winners, which is awesome, absolutely awesome. But just a little bit of the history and background. Pearl River Rotary was giving scholarships since 1940, but it was all from funds from the members, and it got to be difficult to raise the money, and it had to find a new method to support that and sustain giving scholarships. And you have a handout, which I ask you not to look at now, okay? But you can take it home with you, and it's a sheet so you can fact check what I say. The club, a small group, including our own Bob Bergman, got together, come up with the idea of a permanent endowment to fund the scholarships. And with that, we had a very generous member who was just an absolute rooter for education. And Ed Boughton, a local, successful, very generous businessman, came up with a challenge to the Rotary Club that he would match anything up to the total of $50,000 of whatever else the other members of the club could do. So as a result, the 60 members of the Rotary Club, with major contributions by Jeff Keon and by Carl Langren, matched the $50,000, and we started off with $100,000 in our kitty. That money is invested, and we only use what the portfolio, if you will, earns so that we can keep this going. Over the years, it's been growing, and again, the Boughton family supported us and in time donated over $260,000 to the foundation, and that got us off to a running start. It went on for years building the portfolio, and we started in 1990, I guess was the first year, giving out a $1,000 scholarship. So you recipients here today really are garnishing the benefits of what's gone on all these years, and your $3,500 scholarship, which we have been giving out for 5 years successively, is now worth $4,000. So bravo. Let's see. I'm fumbling a little bit of the paper here because all of the notes that I had down here have already been presented to you, so we don't want to go through that again. But over the years, we've given out $1,300,000 in scholarship. The portfolio today, having done that, is currently at something on the order of about $1,400,000. So, which is absolutely amazing. And as Rob, I believe, said, it is the largest Rotary Scholarship Foundation in the nation, and maybe beyond that. But it's all due to the efforts, really, of many of your people here. Who are your Rotarians? Your Rotarians are your local businessmen. They are community members, men and women, by the way, of course. They are your community leaders. They are your neighbors who actually support all of this so that we can give you an opportunity to go forth and really reach the full success that we know you will all endure. So that's basically the abbreviated version of the history of the Rotary Club Foundation. And we appreciate all your support, and we wish every one of you students continued success, and you should be proud of all you've achieved already. Thank you. I won't take your stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, Frank. And I'll just add one little thing to that. You know, over the years, we've added money to the foundation based on people donating and making a contribution in memory of somebody, which you'll find out tonight. Also, our biggest contribution effort or fundraising effort is our annual golf outing. So we'd love to have everybody play in the golf outing. It'll be in the fall. We'll let you know when that is. But the point I wanted to make is that even if we don't add another dollar to the foundation, it will still have returns year after year. There'll still be $1.4 million in there, and we'll still be giving out scholarships in perpetuity. All right, time to give out some money. So here's how we're going to work. I'm going to call up the award winner and the person who will be talking about the scholarship and who it's in memory of or who it's named for. So when I start, if you guys could come up on stage, I'll talk a little bit about each student, and then we'll have the person who's going to speak about who it's named for will say a few words, and then we'll present the scholarship here with Ryan. We'll get some photos, and we'll move on. Try to go as quickly as possible. So our first scholarship of the evening is the Ed Boughton Memorial Scholarship. It is being presented to Alina Dolan, and here to present it is Ed Boughton Jr. So if Alina and Ed could come on up to the stage. Alina is a Pearl River High School senior with an 89 GPA. She'll be attending Rogers Williams University, majoring in business management. Alina took AP Government, AP Environmental Science, and RCC Business while in high school. She also played soccer and Gaelic football. She's participated in church food drives and distributions. She's worked blood drives and charitable runs for breast cancer. And in addition, Alina was a lifeguard and swim instructor at Deer Kill Day Camp. She wrote in her essay that teaching young kids to swim was one of the most rewarding experiences ever. So Ed, if you could present Alina with her scholarship and then come and talk a little bit about your dad, Ed Boughton Sr.
Good evening. I was told to keep this brief. It's tough to do that with talking about your father. But for those of you students and many parents here who probably know little or nothing about him, I want to give you a brief history behind the man and the scholarship. My father was a remarkable individual who dedicated his life to business, community service, and promotion of education. He was a successful businessman in Rockland County. His entrepreneurial journey began with a modest stationery store here in Pearl River, which he expanded into a chain of 16 retail locations across Rockland, Westchester, and Bergen counties. They were selling greeting cards, gifts, photographic equipment, office supplies, office furniture, and business machines. His business acumen and dedication transformed a single store into a thriving enterprise serving the community with excellence and integrity. Beyond his business achievements, he served this community with distinction, served his country with distinction as a captain in the U.S. Army during World War II, where he earned a Bronze Star for his service. His leadership and commitment extended into his civilian life, notably through the 45-year membership in the Pearl River Rotary Club, where he served as president and played a pivotal role in numerous community initiatives. Despite not having the opportunity to pursue post-high school education, he valued the transformative power of education and understood its importance in achieving one's potential. This belief led him to become one of the founding fathers of the Pearl River Rotary Foundation of Pearl River, aiming to provide educational opportunities for deserving students like you. The scholarship continues his legacy by offering financial support to high school graduates who exhibit academic excellence, leadership, and a commitment to community service, and his belief in the power of education to change lives. Congratulations to all the scholarship winners and parents, too.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Alina. Hang on, let's Vinny, you're taking a picture? Is that, okay, you got it? All right, let's get one photo from Vinny. Thank you. Thank you, Alina. Congratulations. Ed, don't go very far because our next scholarship is the Laura Boughton Memorial Scholarship, and that's being presented to Benjamin So. Benjamin is a graduate of Binghamton University and a Dean's List student with a 3.85 GPA. He'll be furthering his education when he goes to Harvard Grad School for Education Policy. Benjamin was the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer for Binghamton's chapter of Phi Alpha Delta Fraternity. He's also a representative for the Greater Hudson Valley Council International Scouting. Benjamin wants to eventually practice education law to advocate for disadvantaged students and families. His goal is to use the legal system to restore hope in the American public education. Benjamin So, congratulations. Stand right here for a second. Ed, if you could come up and talk about your mom now.
Hello again. My mother was a remarkable woman whose unwavering support and dedication played a crucial role in our family's and community success. She was the heart of the family, a devoted stay-at-home mom who provided steadfast support to my father during his rise as a prominent businessman in the community. Her contributions behind the scenes were invaluable, enabling Dad to expand the business. While my father's accomplishments were well recognized, it was my mother's strength, love, and commitment that formed the foundation of our family's accomplishments. Her selflessness and dedication ensured a nurturing and stable environment, allowing our family to flourish and succeed. Her belief in the importance of education and personal development was a guiding principle in her life. She understood that education opens doors and creates opportunities, and she instilled those values in our family. The Laura Boughton Memorial Award aims to honor her legacy by supporting high school graduates who demonstrate a strong commitment to their education, family values, and community involvement. She'd be very proud of you guys. Thank you very much.
And I'll take a picture. We'll get the thumbs up from Vinny. Thank you. Congratulations, Benjamin and Ed. Thank you for all your family has done for the Rotary Scholarship Foundation over these last 35 years. Our next award is the Donald and Betsy Brenner Scholarship Award. Unlike most of the awards that are memorial awards, this one is not. Donald and Betsy Brenner are right here. And this one is being presented to Alana Donahoe. Alana could come up as well. Alana has received a Rotary Scholarship twice before and attends St. Thomas Aquinas College. She's a Dean's List student majoring in early childhood education with a 3.67 GPA. Alana is the Education Club president and active in the Mental Health Club at STAC, as well as Pause for a Change Club, the STAC Winter Wonderland, and Rockland GAA. Ladies and gentlemen, Alana Donahoe, the Donald and Betsy Brenner Scholarship Award winner, and Donald and Betsy, if you wouldn't mind coming up and saying a few words.
As he said, our award is different because it's not named after someone that has passed away. It's a scholarship award. And both Don and I, we went through school on scholarship. And Don graduated as a civil engineer, then went on through scholarship for his master's degree in civil engineering, and then went on to law school, also through scholarship. I, same thing, became a teacher and then a businesswoman. Don has been a member of the Pearl River Rotary for more than 60 years. He joined in 1962, and he has enjoyed everything about Rotary. About 20 years ago, he asked me what I wanted for a birthday present, and I said, life and God has been good to us. And so I wanted to share, because it's very important to appreciate what is given to you and to give back to others. And that was what we wanted to do. And all I hope is that our recipient and the others that are here today are able to give back to the community in the same way, sometimes with money, but it's also very important, your time, and that's just as valuable as money.
Thank you, Betsy. We'll get our photo. All right, congratulations again to Alana Donahoe, the Donald and Betsy Brenner Scholarship Award winner. Up next is the Gus Pappas Memorial Award, and that is going to Julianne Donahoe and will be presented by Chris Cormusis. Julianne is a 5-time Rotary Award winner and attends Binghamton University. Actually, she just graduated from Binghamton University and will be going to grad school at Binghamton. There's Chris. She's a Dean's List student in a biomedical engineering major with a 3.879 GPA. At Binghamton, she served in the leadership positions for the Society of Women's Engineers, Binghamton Biomedical Engineering Society, American Association of Engineering Students, and participated in numerous volunteer opportunities through those organizations. In her essay, she wrote about the rewarding experience she had volunteering at a Binghamton area school teaching life science to 7th graders. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gus Pappas Memorial Award winner, Julianne Donahoe. And Chris, if you could come say a few words about your Uncle Gus.
Thank you, Joe. That's right. Gus Pappas was my uncle. He was a successful businessman here in Pearl River. He was a past president of the Rotary Club of Pearl River and a past district governor, which means he was in charge of a bunch of clubs. But that doesn't really tell you who he was. I'm going to tell you a story. I don't bite. Come here. Okay. A little bit. So, Gus was the kind of person that loved to help people. And one day, I happened to notice that somebody was kind of taking advantage of him. His kind nature, his generosity. I turned around and I told him, hey, listen, Uncle Gus, I says, all well and good, but you're being taken advantage of. I really think you are. He goes, he tells me, he goes, you know, you're right, might be right. He goes, really, you know, but I could live with that. Because what I can't live with is if this person needs my help and I don't give it. He goes, I can't live with myself if I do that. So that's really the kind of person. He didn't do it for accolades or anything. He did it because it came from the heart. And that's who this man really was. Aside from everything else he accomplished, I knew him my whole life, and I didn't know him until he told me that story, until that happened, and I realized it. So, and I just wanted you to know who he's about. Thank you.
Let's take a quick photo. Vinny's going to take it. He's in the audience there. Should point out that originally Julianne said she couldn't make it here tonight, but she worked on getting her schedule changed to be here with us in person, and we really do appreciate that. Thank you, Julianne. Now we continue with the ever-annoying, overachieving family that is the Donahoes, as we welcome Sarah Donahoe, who will receive the Heinz Allmeyer Jr. Class of 1961 Memorial Scholarship. And we asked Jim Trojan to come up and join her here on stage. Yes, that's 3 straight Donahoes in a row. Sarah is a Pearl River High School senior with a 92 GPA, and she'll be attending Siena College majoring in accounting next year. She is in the National Honor Society, English Honor Society, among others, and she took numerous AP and college-level courses while here at the high school. Sarah is an all-league soccer and basketball player, also ran track and played Irish football. She received the Presidential Community Service Award for more than 100 hours of service each of the last 4 years, including Students Against Destructive Behaviors and Varsity Athletes Against Substance Abuse. She is also a 2-time Penguin Plunger, means she jumped into the cold Hudson River to raise money and awareness for kids with disabilities. So the Heinz Allmeyer Jr. Class of 1961 Memorial Scholarship goes to Sarah Donahoe, and Jim Trojan will come up and talk a little bit about his classmate Heinz Allmeyer.
Thank you. As he said, Heinz Allmeyer Jr. and myself were members of the class in 1961. He graduated from Pearl River and he went on to SUNY New Paltz. He exemplified himself as an excellent soccer player, and eventually the school has been giving out an award in his name every year, still at the school. After graduation, he enlisted in the Marine Corps. He, on his first day in Vietnam as a second lieutenant, he was out on patrol and was killed and listed missing in action. That was on May 10th, 1967. His remains were recovered in 2005, and he was laid to rest in Arlington National Cemetery on May 10th, 2005, 38 years to the day that he was killed. And last but not least, we dedicated the post office in his name on May 7th, 2007. Thank you.
We got a photo op from Vinny. And as he is doing that, we'll go to the next scholarship, which is one close to me. It's the Robert Beckerly Memorial Scholarship presented to Bridget Duggan and presented by my Aunt Evelyn. Bridget is a Pearl River High School and Marist College graduate, currently enrolled in the Physician's Assistant Program at her alma mater, where she is currently holding a 3.92 GPA. Bridget has received 4 previous Rotary scholarships, and when she's not taking classes year-round, she has volunteered for a number of organizations and fundraising efforts. Most importantly, she is organizing a fundraiser for Parkinson's disease in memory of her late uncle, and the proceeds of that will go to the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Bridget has also returned here to Pearl River High School to help educate current students about the physician's assistant profession. Congratulations, Bridget, the winner of the Robert Beckerly Memorial Scholarship. And Evelyn, if you wouldn't mind saying a few words about Uncle Bob.
As Jill said, this memorial scholarship is in memory of my late husband, Bob. He was a local boy growing up here in Pearl River, attending St. Margaret's School, on to Don Bosco Prep, and then to Norwich University for a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, and then on to Oklahoma State University for a master's in construction management. Bob served in the military as a commissioned officer during the Vietnam era, being stationed in Korea and Japan in the Army Corps of Engineers, a great experience that he relished. At the time of his death, Bob was the Director of Environmental Management and Engineering for the town of Orangetown. He loved his profession of engineering, he loved his family, and he loved his community, and was involved in several professional and civic organizations, Rotary being one of them. Bob loved life and enjoyed all the sports, both as a participant, in particular skiing, and as a spectator, he loved the New York Jets. After a short illness in 2003, Bob died from a very rare and fast-growing cancer of the appendix. While I have learned that there is no end to grief, love is endless. Bob would be delighted that Bridget Dugan is this year's recipient. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the winners.
Got a quick photo. Congratulations again, Bridget, the Robert Beckerly Memorial Scholarship winner. Okay, up next is the George Bergerman Memorial Award presented to Emily Caro, and it will be presented by Nancy Bergerman. Emily is a current Pearl River High School student ranked 5th in the class with a 100.46 grade point average and over 1,500 on her SATs. Next year, she will be a political science major at Fordham University to eventually become an attorney. She has numerous AP and college level classes, as well as a laundry list of other academic awards, including National Merit Scholar Finalist and Yale Model UN 50 Best Delegate. She also boasts a big list of extracurricular activities where she's held leadership positions, including Youth and Government Vice President and the Executive Committee for Interact. Emily wrote in her essay about the rewarding experience she had volunteering for A Night to Shine, which was created by the Tim Tebow Foundation and holds proms for people with disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Caro, the George Bergerman Memorial Award winner, and we'll have Nancy Bergerman say a few words.
Thanks. I am little. The Honorable George Bergerman was born and raised in New York City. He attended Horace Mann School, Trinity College, and New York University School of Law. He received his JD degree in 1957 and came to Rockland County, where he entered private practice. His public service began in 1970 when he became a town attorney in the town of Orangetown. In 1975, he was elected town justice in the town of Orangetown. In 1985, he was elected to serve as judge in the Rockland County Family Court. And in 1987, he was elected to serve as justice with the New York State Supreme Court and was reelected in 2001. Judge Bergerman was an active participant in the Rockland County community. He was a member and past president of the Pearl River Rotary, and was a member of the board of Nyack Hospital, and was a member and past master of the Masons. In June of 2005, Judge Bergerman passed after a distinguished life in public service and commitment to family. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy, and congratulations to Emily, the George Bergerman Memorial Award winner. All right, it's the time now for the Russell Fisher Memorial Award. We're going to ask Betsy Brenner to come back up on stage to present the award to Claire Sullivan. Claire is a Pearl River High School senior ranked 25th in the class with a 96.9 GPA. She plans on attending Iona University, majoring in speech language pathology. She was an all-league varsity field hockey player and received the Sportsmanship Award. Claire is a member of the National Honor Society, along with being in a number of subject honor societies, and as well as completing AP and college-level credit coursework. She also took part in the Orangetown Youth Court and wrote in her essay about participating in blood drives through the Red Cross, the Polar Plunge, holiday food drives, and Students Against Destructive Behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, Claire Sullivan, the Russell Fisher Memorial Award winner. And Bessie, if you wouldn't mind coming up and talking about Russell.
Dr. Fisher, a member of this Rotary, had moved to California. Dr. Fisher, a member of this Rotary, moved to California, and he asked me if I would present this award to you. Dr. Fisher was a pediatric dentist right here in town. He was president of the Pearl River School Board, and he was also an Orangetown councilman. He was married to my very, very dear friend, Russell Fisher. Not only we were more than friends, we were sisters by choice for more than 50 years. A wonderful, caring, and wise lady. She was a teacher, and she believed in the importance in education. She was a mentor to many people. If she were here today, I know she would say it's important to thank your parents, to thank your family, your friends, your teachers for bringing you to this wonderful moment. Congratulations.
Thank you, Betsy, and again, congratulations to Claire Sullivan, the Russell Fisher Memorial Award winner. Our next award is the Joan and Michael Fury Memorial Award, and that is presented to Thomas Cassane, and it will be presented by Bob Simon. Thomas has just finished his freshman year at Binghamton University as a political science major. He has a 3.39 GPA and was a Rotary Scholarship winner last year. He volunteers with the elderly and tutors. He's also an Olympic and powerlifting club member at Binghamton, so good work there. Again, Thomas Cassane, the Joan and Michael Fury Memorial Award winner, and Bob Simon, if you wouldn't mind saying a few words about the Furies.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening. Joan and Michael Fury are acknowledged for their support of the Rotary Club and the Rotary Club Scholarship Foundation. Michael served as president of our club from 1986 to 1987 and was one of the incorporators of the Rotary Scholarship Foundation. But his basic goal was for the Scholarship Foundation to assist any Pearl River student who wanted to continue his or her education after high school. As a practicing attorney, Mike incorporated himself into community causes, such as Dominican University, St. Margaret's Church, and the Pearl River Public Library. With the support of his wife, Joan, they have made our club and our Scholarship Foundation what it is today. Tonight, as was mentioned, we are awarding 20 scholarships at $4,000 each. That is something we can all be very proud of. In Rotary, our motto is service above self, and Joan and Mike Fury, you live that motto every day. So congratulations, Thomas. In fact, this is Thomas's second time in receiving this award. Congratulations, Tom.
Thank you, Bob, and congratulations again, Thomas, Joan and Michael Fury Memorial Award winner. All right, we're halfway there. The next award is the Jeffrey Keon Memorial Award. It's presented to Claire Franklin and presented by Will Mattei, a family member of Jeffrey. Claire could not be here with us this evening, but she joined us at our regular luncheon this past Thursday at Aquaterra to accept her scholarship, and we got to talk with her and meet with her then. With that said, I'll still tell you a little bit about Claire. She currently a Pearl River High School senior with a 94.4 GPA, and next year she'll be a journalism major at Quinnipiac University. She played varsity hockey and golf and was a member of the Journalism Club. She is in the National Honor Society as well as other honor societies and numerous AP and college level classes. Claire is very active in Operation Gratitude, whose mission is to help the military and first responders. She wrote in her essay that she's made hundreds of paracord bracelets, which apparently, and I've never heard of them before, but apparently have many uses to service members when they are abroad. So we congratulate Claire on being a scholarship winner, the Jeffrey Keon Memorial Scholarship, and we ask Will to come and say a few words about Jeffrey.
Thank you, Joe. I'm a vice principal for a school district in Jersey, and today we had our senior awards, and the Rotary and Sea Caucus gave an award today, and they mentioned service above self, and that's been ringing in my head all day today. Jeffrey, along with his fellow Rotarians, did a lot of good for the community here. The things that stand out to me are they got water to people who needed it, and they were involved in providing over 100,000 polio vaccinations for people who needed it as well. He was a district governor. He did many things here. One of the things that I always will mention, at the golf outing, he got somebody to bid somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,000 for a salami, and they won it. So I mean, that always sticks with me. It's one of the best things about Jeffrey. Yes, give it up, please. Thank you. Jeffrey was a lifelong learner who he loved to read. From history to sports to art, the many books that we had that we donated to the West Nyack Library was somewhere in the thousands, and he loved to read. He loved to pass that knowledge along, and it's a very proud moment for me to be here to do this today. I want to thank the Rotary people for allowing me to do this. I'm very taken back from this. I want to congratulate Claire and the other award winners. And before I finish, I just want to bestow something upon you. Follow what you're passionate about. It's gotten me this far in my life, and it's gotten many others that far as well, and I hope you find something you are passionate about and you follow that passion. Thank you very much. Congratulations again. Joe, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, no worries. Thanks.
Thank you, Will. Appreciate the words. Our next award is the Henry and Anna Langren Memorial Award, presented to Ava DeLuca, and it will be presented by Henry and Anna Langren's son, Carl Langren. Ava is a previous scholarship award winner and currently an industrial engineering student at Georgia Tech University with a 4.0 GPA. She's involved in a number of clubs at the college, including the Rescue Paws Club and the Alpha Delta Pi sorority. Twice a month, along with her sorority sisters, Ava volunteers at the Ronald McDonald House in Atlanta, cooking meals for the families who are staying there and playing with and bonding with the children who are staying there, the siblings of the sick children. And it's an experience, she said in her essay, was humbling, rewarding, and motivating. Ladies and gentlemen, the Henry and Anna Langren Memorial Award, Ava DeLuca, and Carl, if you wouldn't mind saying a few words about your parents.
It's interesting to hear these grade point averages of all the people here this evening. I don't want to tell you what mine was. My father immigrated to the United States from Sweden 100 years ago, 1924, and my mother shortly after. He was proud of his Swedish heritage, but was always proud of Pearl River and was in the contracting business here. I graduated from Pearl River, as my sister did, my children, and my grandchildren, some of my grandchildren. It's wonderful that we were able to do this with Eddie Boughton. A couple little trivia things about Ed Boughton. He grew up in Pearl River. My father told me that Eddie worked at Gladstein's stationery store on Franklin Avenue, and Eddie was always in a hurry to get there, right? And the other thing that Eddie didn't mention is that the son, his mother, Laura Hannah Boughton, grew up in Montvale, right? Just wish you the best. Okay?
Thanks, Carl. Thank you, Carl, and again, congratulations to Ava DeLuca, the Henry and Anna Langren Memorial Award winner. All right, our next award is the Pearl River High School Class of 1962 Scholarships. And I say scholarships because there's 3 of them named for the Class of 1962. So we'll have all 3 students come on up, Faith Caro, Mary Cassane, and Kyle O'Keefe, although Kyle O'Keefe is not here today. We'll also have Bob Bergerman come up to present the awards to each of these students. So we'll start with Faith, who is a Pearl River High School senior. She's ranked 16th in the senior class with a 98.2 GPA. She'll be joining her sister Emily at Fordham, also studying political science. Faith has lots of AP and college level classes under her belt. She's involved in more than a dozen clubs and groups, taking leadership positions in most of them, including Science Olympiad, Mock Trial, and Interact. She was also involved in Orangetown Youth Court and is on the steering committee for that group, and she was also a lead prosecutor. So Bob, if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, present Faith with her award. And we'll move on, as he's doing that, to Mary. Mary Cassane is a pre-med bio major at Florida State University with a 3.0 GPA and was a previous Rotary Scholarship winner. She's an emergency medical technician and volunteer with the Pearl River Ambulance Corps and the FSU Medical Response Unit. She also volunteers with St. Jude Hospital, Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, the FSU Dance Marathon, and somehow she manages to find time to babysit 15 hours a week. And Bob, if you wouldn't mind presenting Mary with her award, if you haven't already. And last is Kyle O'Keefe. Kyle was not able to be with us this evening, but he will be joining us at our regular Thursday lunch meeting this week to actually receive his scholarship, but we'll tell you a little bit about Kyle. He's a Pearl River High School senior who will be attending University of Tampa as a business finance major. He holds a 95 GPA and is ranked 35th in the class. Was a varsity basketball player, took part in Orangetown Youth Court, the Interact Club, and the Rockland County Math League. Additionally, Kyle has volunteered over 400 hours of community service and has been recognized with the Presidential and National Community Service Awards. He wrote in his essay about volunteering at Sunrise Day Camp for kids with cancer and talked about, now we got to get more information. I wish he was here tonight. We'll get this information on Thursday. He talked about his favorite camper who he just referred to in his essay as Shark Boy. What that means, we don't know. We'll find out. But now I'll ask Bob to come to the mic and speak on behalf of the Pearl River High School class of 1962.
Thank you, Joseph. There was no way I was going to do this all by myself, so I brought two of my lifetime friends. Pearl River roots go very deep. Standing next to me here is Jim Van Houten. You all know Van Houten's Farm Store, fresh vegetables, and purveyor of other fresh things. Is that enough of an advertisement for you, Jimmy? Also, by the way, Jimmy was one of the first 5 students in the class of 1962 to donate to create our endowment. Standing with him is John Clausen, also a lifetime for 2 generations member of Pearl River community, a veteran of both 2 combat tours, one in Vietnam as a helicopter attack pilot, and the second Operation Desert Storm. He enjoys the distinction of having served as a volunteer fireman both here in Pearl River and up in Orange County for over 60 years, and he's still driving a truck. Tonight, we mark the 35th year that Class of 62 has partnered with the Rotary Club to give out scholarships. And we've raised over those 35 years almost $150,000, which for a class of 106 kids ain't half bad. Most recently, when we endowed the 3rd scholarship, we chose to honor a teacher, and we had a vote of the class, and one of our teachers, Mr. Sarmiento, our Spanish teacher, was ranked very, very high, and I'd like John to talk about Mr. Sarmiento for just a minute or two.
My grandfather came to Pearl River in 1898, worked at Dexter Folder. My father was born and raised on Franklin Avenue. After World War II, he opened up Clausen Frozen Foods, which is in the store right across the street, still there. The store is still there, right across from Brooklyn Ladder Firehouse. I was born and raised here. Even though I escaped to Orange County for almost 50 years, you still bleed blue pirate's blood. Mr. Sarmiento, he was Cuban, and of course, he taught us Castilian Spanish. So with the, the Latino folks, we had to make quite an adjustment for that. But he was so influential as a teacher, one of our classmates, Judy Honingstock, went on to be a Spanish teacher. So I'm going to give this a shot. Señor Sarmiento, please cover your ears. De la clase de 1902 a clase de 2024, buena suerte.
That's a tough act to follow. I'm going to offer you just a memorial note of an extraordinary human being who we shared our life with. His name was Peter Koenig, and in his own words, he was an artist, and he devoted his entire life to artwork and the creation of artwork. His son, Tim, I recently spoke with him and said when he was growing up, he never saw his dad walking around the house unless he had a paintbrush in his hand. Pete, in his own words to me some years ago, said that he laughed because he said that he labored almost his entire adult life in obscurity in upstate New York. And he was enormously eclectic. Everything from still lifes to nature scenes to colonial scenes to portraiture. And he achieved notoriety late in life and is a 5-time National Award winner for his works of art in colonial types of work. The class of ’62, when he passed, has raised some money, and we're going to be donating one of his works of art to the school art department in just the coming weeks. To Mary, we offer a great thanks and congratulations on behalf of a man who we all held in high regard. I'll close with the third one, and now you see why I needed help. Our third student who we're memorializing today passed away recently. His name was Stuart Bornstein, and he grew up downtown. We knew him as Stewie. Well, folks, he was the type of guy that all of you folks should aspire to become. Quiet, a friend to everybody. I mean everybody. How it's a strange twist of fate that after high school he went in the U.S. Army, and of all things he became a drill instructor. So I don't know how he made that work, but somehow he did. Came home, married, and raised a family quietly in Japan. And all I can say about Stu is we should all aspire to be just like him. Thank you very much.
Let's get a photo.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Based on the reaction, I guess his Spanish was okay. Again, congratulations to Faith Caro, Mary Cassane, Kyle O'Keefe for receiving the Class of 1962 Scholarship Awards. Okay, our next scholarship is the Special Recognition Award in memory of Jane Schultz, and that will go to Addison Ayers, and Bob Bergerman will stay up here to talk in just a moment. Addison was unable to make it here this evening, but she also attended our regular club luncheon this past Thursday to accept her scholarship, so we got to know her a little bit there. Madison is a high school senior who has a 4.33 GPA at Immaculate Heart Academy. She played varsity lacrosse and was captain of the varsity field hockey team. She'll be attending Boston College next year as a biology and nursing major. Madison co-founded the IHA chapter of Morgan's Message and was very involved in Buddy Ball. She has many AP classes on her transcript, all in STEM, which is probably why she was an IHA STEM scholarship recipient. Again, Madison couldn't be here tonight. Glad we could tell you a little bit about her, but we'll ask Bob to come back up and talk a little bit about who this award was named for, Miss Jane Schultz.
Like a bad penny, I keep coming back. Jane was an extraordinary woman. She probably is representative of tens of thousands of women in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s who broke those proverbial glass ceilings. She was one of the first, if not the first, woman graduate from Columbia School of Engineering. And she went on to get her PhD at the University of Michigan. She was an extraordinary person of great intellect. I was one of her victims in chemistry, and it taught me a lot. But more importantly, she was recruited specifically by Pearl River to bring about the very first advanced placement course in chemistry in 1961. That was the Sputnik era, you know, when everybody was afraid the Russians were taking over. But she went on to have an amazing career at the University of Michigan. She was heading up research. She headed up research at the National Institutes of Health and the Veterans Administration. Then she went on to the University of California, and finally she and her husband Jerry retired to Houston, Texas. In all that travel, when she passed away, her husband Jerry, of I think over 60 years of marriage, chose to memorialize his wife in Pearl River. It says, I think, so much about this wonderful community and how a fellow who had not been here for 40 years or so chose to have his wife remembered in this wonderful, wonderful place. And so this is offered in her memory, thanks to his generous gifts. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Bob. Our next scholarship is the Frank and Joe Ripa Memorial Scholarship, and that will be presented to Maeve McNulty, and it will be presented by Sandra Watson. Maeve has a 93 average at Pearl River High School and will be attending the University of New England next year as a health, wellness, and occupational studies major.
Alan now.
Oh, okay. We have a change in presenter, and Alan will be joining us to do that. She is a varsity golfer, ran cross country. She also helped create the first ever high school girls hockey team in Section 1 and was the MVP of the Rockland Rockies. She's a Presidential and Citizenship Award winner, does volunteer work with the Interact Club, Secretary of the National Honor Society, and Maeve is also co-president of Pirates United, a club that promotes an environment of inclusion and acceptance. Ladies and gentlemen, the Frank and Joe Ripa Memorial Scholarship winner, Maeve McNulty, and we ask Alan to come and say a few words on behalf of Frank and Joe Ripa.
Thank you, Joe. Frank and Joe Ripa were young parents of 3 children when they made the fantastic decision to move to Pearl River in 1958, and they've resided here for the rest of their lives. While tending to their family was a top priority, giving back to the community was the utmost importance of the both of them. When Frank retired in his mid-60s, he made the decision to join the Pearl River Rotary so he could give back to his community, and he did just that as he remained an active member until he passed at the age of 92. People are often very busy in their lives between work, family, and other responsibilities that we take for granted, the community that helped influence and shape us into who we've become. As we get older, we realize what a special and unique place Pearl River was to grow up in, and it still is. And it will always be the definition of community. This community that we are all a part of is so important, and the Pearl River Rotary Club is a large part of that community. Frank joined the Rotary Club because he wanted to give back and be involved in community, and education, especially college education, was very important to him. To tell you a little bit about Frank, he was a child of depression, and he was a recipient of the generosity of others and received other scholarships. This ultimately shaped Frank to become the man that everyone admired. This scholarship program was near and dear to his heart. He, along with the other members of the scholarship committee, put so much effort into the program each and every year. He hoped that by helping others in the community, they would receive a higher education that would assist them to reach the goals that they've strived towards. He was so dedicated to this belief that when his wife Josephine passed away in 2014, he arranged a memorial scholarship in her name. And prior to his death, he had his family contribute a portion of his estate to the Rotary Club's scholarship program. That's how important it was to him. I say this to all the recipients today. Please remember this gift, and as you grow and live your life, please stop and appreciate your community, especially the community clubs like the Rotary. And when the time comes, give back to your communities wherever they may be. And Dave, congrats.
Thank you, Alan, and congratulations to Maeve, the Frank and Joe Reba Memorial Scholarship winner. All right, next is the Fred Schroeder Memorial Award, and that will be presented to Nora Longing, and it will be presented by Ray Pucci. Nora is a nursing student at Northeastern University holding a 3.75 GPA and is now a 4-time Rotary Scholarship honoree. She's in the Northeastern Student Nurses Association and works 36 hours a week as part of her co-op at Beth Israel Medical Center. She attended RILA as a high school junior, and if you don't know, that's a Rotary Youth Leadership Academy available to all high school juniors. Nora wrote in her essay about how she wanted to become a nurse to help people, something she had learned firsthand when she simply helped one of her older neighbors carry in the groceries. And that simple act, even though it has nothing to do with nursing, just helping somebody else who needed it, had a profound effect on her and the direction of her life. So congratulations to Nora Longing, the Fred Schroeder Memorial Award winner, and Ray, if you wouldn't mind saying something about Dr. Schroeder.
Wow, I'm up on the stage here. When I went to school here, about as far as I got was the assistant principal's office. I had something written up, and I kind of threw it out. So forgive me if I stumble and I'm incoherent. In listening to all the awards and the named scholarships and the people who the scholarships are named after, I thought of a quote by Aristotle, who said, "Good men die, but their good works live on." And the named scholarships that were given out, those people, they're gone, but their good works live on. And I've got an example, Dr. Fred Schroeder. He was a physician in Pearl River and an active Rotarian. He was our family doctor. He worked at the Pearl River Post Office during the summers, went to Colgate University, went to the University of Rochester Medical School and did his internship there, and then he went to The Ohio State University for his internship. With all those great credentials, he decided to come back to Pearl River and serve the community. He was an active member of the Rotary. He was the physician volunteer to the 2 fire departments. And one of the things that he did before all of the technology that we have now, he was a big advocate for telemetry in ambulances. So when someone had a heart attack or a stroke, the ambulance crew could contact the hospital to get information on how to treat the patient while en route to the hospital. He was a tremendous advocate, pushed it and got it installed in Rockland County. So God only knows how many people his efforts saved their lives. And what I would say to the recipients of the scholarships Don't quit with the community service because you go to college. You can find things to do to help people. There's need out there everywhere. Keep it up. Keep it up. And when you graduate, the community that you live in needs your help. There are people that need help. So don't ever give up on community service. That's it.
Let's get a photo. Aristotle and Bob Pucci in the same sentence. How about that? And congratulations again to Nora, the Fred Schroeder Memorial Award winner. Again, we also want to thank Nora. She had to adjust her work schedule to get down here today to be with us so we could present her award in person, and we really do appreciate that effort. Getting down to the wire here. It is now time for the President-elect Award, and that is going to Marina Capone, and it will be presented by the President-elect of the Pearl River Rotary Club, Kate Raffa. Marina holds a 3.3 GPA at North Carolina State, where she is majoring in exploratory and has previously won a Rotary Scholarship. She's a member of the club racquetball team and finished third in the annual North Carolina Racquetball Association tournament. Congratulations. She is in the Wolfpack Club and a member of the Kappa Alpha Theta sorority. She's volunteered for a number of causes like sending cards to cancer patients, Feed the Pack Food Pantry, and Duke University Children's Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, Marina Capone, the President-elect Award winner. Thank you. Our next award is the President's Award, and that is presented to Jennifer Amaya Mazarigo, and it will be presented by Rob Magrino, the current president of the Rotary Club of Pearl River. Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer is a Pearl River High School student who will be a forensic science major at Ramapo College next year. She has completed more than 300 hours of community service and is a two-time Presidential Community Service Award recipient. Jennifer is a student rep to the Board of Education, is on the executive committee for the high school's Interact Club, the secretary of the Garden Club, and a member of Pirates United. She wrote in her essay about how she became interested in helping the community and in community service in the 5th grade when her mother took her to help at a food drive for people affected by Hurricane Harvey. Ladies and gentlemen, the President Awards winner, Jennifer Amaya Mazarigo. And ladies and gentlemen, I hold in my hand the last scholarship of the evening. The Past President's Award presented to Laura Robles, and it will be presented by last year's Rotary Club President, Ryan O'Gorman. Laura is a high school senior with a 93.79 GPA and will be attending SUNY Purchase next year as a theater and performance major with a minor in gender studies. She has numerous academic awards, including the National Honor Society and the Music Honor Society, not to mention Math, English, Biology, and World Language Honor Societies. She is a member of the Pirate Repertoire Theater, so she's used to this stage. She's in the Garden Club, International Club, Interact, and Pirates United. Laura has volunteered over 500 hours of community service and is very active at the Center for Safety and Change. She wrote in her essay that throughout her time at the center, she has become more aware of social issues and decided she didn't want to be someone who just stands by and lets injustices happen. Ladies and gentlemen, the Past President's Award winner, Laura Robles Gomez. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's 20 scholarships, $80,000 $4,000 each. A couple of housekeeping things before we let you go. There will be refreshments outside, so please help yourself. We'd like all the honorees to come up on stage and take a group photo when we're done. The reason we're here today, the reason we can do what we do here today is because we stand on the shoulders of the giants who came before us. Some of them you met here today. Some of them have scholarships named in their memory. Others are educators, service people, men and women alike, who put this ahead of us so we could do this for you and continue to do this for years to come. So we hope all of you are very successful in your future endeavors. We are proud of you. We hope that if you come back and settle in this area, back into Pearl River, maybe you'll come join our ranks. Maybe you'll just come to our golf outing. Maybe you'll come and help one of our community service projects. But wherever you settle, do something in your community. Join a club, join a Rotary Club wherever you are, look for a Rotary Club wherever you are. And if it's not a Rotary Club, do whatever you can to give back to the community. We've seen through all these examples that you are already the type of people that will give back to your community, and we hope you continue that. Our final speaker for this evening is the chairman of the scholarship committee, Ryan O'Gorman, who's standing to my right. And you should know that none of this would be possible without his Herculean effort. Not just putting this event here together tonight, but in putting the applications out there, reviewing the applications, redacting all the applications so that there's no personal information on them, so that the committee members who read through the applications have no bias towards anybody who was applying. Ryan will be stepping down as the chairperson this year to pursue his doctorate. Unfortunately, he won't be having enough time to do this. I don't know why. But we certainly appreciate all he has done in the last few years to take this scholarship program into the 21st century just by putting it on a computer, right? But it does not go undone, Ryan, the work, it does not go unnoticed, I should say, the amount of work and effort and care and sacrifice you've made to put this all together, and you will be a tough act to follow. Thank you. And again, Ryan O'Gorman will say the final words of the evening.
Joe stole my line, and my line was that if I can see further, it is on the shoulders of giants. Think about that. If I can see further, it is on the shoulders of giants. Many of you are 18, 19, or some 17, 18, 19, possibly up to 23, 24. You're just starting out. Just starting out. But when you think about 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now, think about where you'll be. You have a responsibility to give back. Because I know every single one of the award recipients tonight will be successful. There is one group that we have not thanked. And I want to thank the parents. So if we can give a round of applause for the parents here tonight. It is because of you, the pushing, the prodding, the constant reminders, the constant phone calls and text messages that they truly do care about you. They want to see your success. We as a Rotary Club want to see your success as well. And we want you to come back and speak to the club. We want you to come back and give presentations. And we would love to see you come back and be Rotarians. Joe is right. I am taking a step back. I am pursuing a PhD in organizational leadership. And I know that when I'm available, I will continue to give back to the Rotary Club of Pearl River. So, With that, I want to say thank you all, and have a good night. Enjoy the refreshments outside, and enjoy the beautiful weather that's this coming week. Thank you.